Okay. So as we have been discussed with the previous sessions, based on the time series analysis and also with the Power BI, Microsoft Power BI. So in this session, we'll be seeing how to write a time series analysis by using with the Jupyter notebook and also using with pandas libraries. Okay, and we'll see that sort of how to see the visualization also with the time series analysis, and also we'll be seeing with how to sort a data frame by using with this time series analysis. Okay, so before going for the time series analysis, let me say with a small example. So what is a time series? So time series in the sense, for example, if a person who is traveling for a long period for a distance of for some distance, okay, for some distance towards the destination point, towards the destination point. So he used to calculate based on the distance and based on the time. He used to calculate what was the time required to reach towards his destination, right? So from source point to destination, when a person is going to travel for a long period of time, so he used to analysis what was the time required to reach the destination point, or what is the distance covered to reach the destination point. That is the main thing, right? So in between of these two variables, that is what one is of time and one other is of distance, right? So these two variables will be representing with respect to a sort of samples. So samples in the sense, let me say these two will be even representing with the frequencies also. So let me define that is with some frequency. Okay. So for example, if I take with the variable name in terms of a distance, okay. If the distance traveled by the person is around 10 kilometer, okay, 10 kilometer. So 10 kilometer in the sense that can be that will be divided into a 10 partitions or 100 partitions. It depends upon the time slot. How you have it depends upon the distance or the meters. How you have divided this distance. That is what, for example, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer, and so on up to 10 kilometer. So each distance will be of 1 kilometer difference, or else it will be of a 0.5 kilometer, okay, for each and every sample. So that what happen, I have a different sorts of frequencies of observation between the each and every individual sample that can be taken as an one of the sample end. So to calculate what was the time, what is the distance covered through these samples. At the same way, when you come on with the time, so time in the sense, so we'll be differentiating with respect to different sorts. So time in the sense, either maybe how many days he has covered to travel from source to destination, okay, or how many hours has been taken to travel for covering of is the destination point, or how many seconds has been taken to cover the distance, or how many nanoseconds or microseconds, okay, nano or micro seconds taken to cover this time period. So it depends upon all these variable in itself. That is what, if you have taken a time in the sense that may be of days or weeks or years, okay, or years. So it can be divided into a different terms over there. So, and also you can sub differentiate with respect to the time, that is in terms of seconds or hours or minutes or nanoseconds or microseconds, whatever it may be. So you can differentiate that too. So now, what do we say from this time series analysis? So the time series analysis, when you come to the business intelligence or in terms of an IoT applications, what happen? So when you are going to operate any application, a real-time application, so that depends upon that sort of input data or the input signal. So which is going to process that input signal or input data into a specified particular format and split the processing term of the data with respect to the processing of that application. And also you'll be finding out the analysis point with respect to some statistical observations or with respect to some uh, analysis, that is what visualization and representation. So we can represent this time series analysis in a different sorts. Okay, so this is the main thing as an example what I've said for representing with the time series analysis. Now, so let us come to the point of pandas by using with a pandas library, how to write the terms for a Python programming for the time series analysis. Okay, let us see here. So firstly, I'll be starting with by saying with the time series analysis for with respect to data frames. Okay, data frames. So before going to start for any sort of representation, syntaxes or any scripting, so we need to call upon for the libraries firstly. Okay, so I'll be starting with calling with the libraries firstly. Import pandas as PD. So this is for calling upon the pandas library. Next, I'll be calling on with import numpy as np. So to write off any numpy by using with an numpy library, you'll be using with calling of some values or calling of some numerical data. So you'll be coming out with a numpy. And for the visualization purpose, you'll be calling on with import matplot lib.pyplot as plt. So this is for visualization purpose. So to visualize any graphs or so on, we'll be coming out with the matplotlib .pyplot as plt. And one more also I'll be calling on here from pandas import series and data frames. Data frame. So one more library I'm going to call upon here for the pandas. That is what import for series and data frames. So here SE is capital, and you can see this data frame. D is capital and F is capital. Okay. So when you run off this, so it is going to ready, show that it is ready for defining the libraries within this scripting end. So now, why I have written especially with the pandas import series comma data frame in the sense. So series in the sense it is a continuous samples or continuous set of data which can be called upon for your the representation of the data. And data frame in the sense, as we know that if you want to represent the data in terms of one of the frame, something like sort of table or sort of some visualization of graph, something like bar graph or so on. So data frame in the sense it's a collection of set of data information which is going to represent as one rows and column and within the table end. Okay. So, and let us see the basic thing how to represent the output of print option. Okay, why? Because either we need to note on all the libraries are set to be ready or not. You have to check on. So I'll be writing this hello world firstly. Okay, so it is said to be representing that I have called upon for the print option with hello world. And now let us see some sort of represent with some randomly of 1,000 numbers with some graphical representation to represent some sum of all the set of data. Okay, for that case, let me call upon with plot plt.plot of some numbers. That is what I'll be calling on with numbers or values in the sense I'll be coming out with numpy, okay, np random of 1,000 values to call upon with summation of all the sum of all the values. So, and I need to see what is the output. Module object. Sorry, random. NumPy, NumPy. Yeah. So now you can see this plot, PLT plot, NumPy dot random dot randn, in the sense set of number of values within the 1000 values I've called upon, and representing this as in terms of graphical visualization. Okay, and now let me sort of represent some series of data. I'll be calling on through index variable. Okay, index variable, and so that I can represent this how to write off the series values and see the visualization of that data. Okay, so let me write with a variable name of index. Okay, index with some alphabets, something like I'll be taking with A comma B comma C comma D comma E. So when you write on this, it should be quoted with individually. Okay. And now let me take with one more variable to represent the series of values within the yes variable. Okay, so I'll be writing that series of np dot arrange of yes comma index is equals to index. Okay, so I need to represent the sort of index variable into one set of series format. So for that sake, what I have taken a sort of representing with series is a series as yes variable name of yes numpy range. So I'll be taking the value here phi index is equals to index. So on getting of output, we need to see the output. So I'll be writing here as dot values and check the output. Sorry, double or. Okay. So index I've initialized with a variable of index, and thereafter I've written to one series format of representation and declared all the 5 variables within the S itself, and I've called with S values to be seen as an output end. Or else if you write only for seeing of variables, what were the assigned values for A with the value of A, B, C, and D and E. Okay, to see the values, so you can see here directly you can give with an input of yes, so that it gives a set of values which were assigned to the variables. And nextly, if you want to see what is an S index, okay, S index in the sense it gives the what were the index input and what type of format it is. Okay, so it takes an index form. Index input is A, B, C, and D, E, and it takes a object format which is of type of the data. Okay, type of that data also. And now let us see with some of the example to check on with some temperatures. Okay, so let me take with some temperature data. Okay, some climate temperature or some sort of temperature with respect to the date also. Okay, with respect to some date. So let me take here time series of temperature. with respect to dates. Okay. So dates in the sense, firstly I need to take a variable name as dates itself. Okay. Dates. And when you call upon with the date in the sense, you need to call upon from the pandas. Why? Because when in the very beginning I have called on from pandas import series data frame. Okay, we need to set on the set of pandas through the pandas itself. So I'll be calling on pandas pd dot date. Okay, date range. So if you want to define it in terms of range, I'll be calling on with the date range itself. Okay, range. So let me take with some year. Okay, 2012 dash with some date of 16, and one more date also let me take here with some 2012 minus 07 dash 20, right? Okay, I have initialized with the some sort of range between of 2012 year itself. Okay, so which is going to take with the dates of 16 to 20. Okay, and I need to check on with the temperatures of climate temperatures. Okay, so let me take with the A terms. Okay, A terms equals to series. Okay, series of with some values. Let me assign some values for each and every date over there. Okay, why? Because I have taken around 5 dates over there. Okay, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 5 dates of days I have taken over there, and I need to assign some series of values. So I'll be taking here some values of over here for the assigning of that dates with temperature. What was the temperature on those days? And okay, let me represent. So first day it is of 101.5 degrees and 98 degrees, 95 degrees, 75 degrees and 100 degrees. Okay, total of 5 values there. Yeah, one more should be there of 92. Okay, 92. So total of 5 values I have taken. And now I need to represent this 5 values in form of set, one set format, and indicate this with some respect to index. So index is equals to dates. Why? Because I have to assign this term in terms of an index so that I can visualize what is the output. Okay, so I need to see what is the output of A terms now. 6 values. Okay, so now you can see there a total of 5 values are there with representing of with data. So time series of temperature with respect to the dates what I have written here. So firstly I have called upon with the pandas range, and nextly I have assigned with the dates with some ranges over there 16 to 20, and also I have taken with the attempts of to represent in a series format of representation and declared it to an index. Okay, so on calling upon with the output, so I can see for each and every date I have this temperature. Okay, for 16/7/2012 it is of 101.5 degree, or from 17/7/2012 it is of 98 degree, and so on. Okay, and so on. And now if you want to see this in terms of an index, okay, index, so I can represent this attempts index and run this. You can see index format in the sense date time index in the sense it takes all the set of data, all the set of dates with into a index format. Okay, so what is this frequency D in the sense that represents with respect to date. Okay, you can see frequency for everything it is coming out with the frequency D. Okay, frequency D in the sense it is for a date. Okay, we have some sort of frequencies, different frequencies. So I'll be saying that next. So before that, you need to remember that what is the frequency D here in the sense D is for the date. If it is M in the sense it is for month. If it is for W in the sense it is for week. Okay, week. So or else you can see here. Um, yeah. So you can see how these frequencies are represented. So B is there means it is for business days frequency. Okay, business days frequency. D is there means a calendar day frequency. Calendar day in the sense based on the date of the calendar, you can take for that frequency. W in the sense weekly, weekly frequencies. M in the sense month and frequencies. Okay, M in the sense month and frequencies. So complete month it can be taken. BM in the sense business month and frequencies. Okay, business month and frequencies. MS in the sense month start frequencies. BMS in the sense business month start frequencies. Q in the sense quarter end frequencies. So what are these all the frequencies in the sense when you come on with the business statistics, what happen? You'll be checking on with the statistics with respect to month or year or based on the business dates or based on the quarterly outcomes or based on the business quarterly frequencies or based on the yearly frequencies. Okay, we have a different sorts of statistics, right? So all these can be represented with respect to their frequencies. Okay, frequencies. So that is what business quarter start frequency. A is for year end frequency, and BA is for business year end frequency. AS is for year start frequency. BAS is for business year start frequency. H is for hourly frequency. T is for minutely frequency. S is for secondly frequency. L is for milliseconds, and U is for microseconds. Okay, so all these are the sort of frequencies which can be represented in the Jupyter notebook. Well, you are writing with the uh, yeah, and one more also you can see here, um, date offset. Okay, date offset class name, date offset in the sense it is for generic offset class or a default to calendar one day, and BDA in the sense business days or weekdays. Week in the sense 1 week optionally anchored on day of the week. Week of month in the sense next date to yth week of the each month. So all these are the terms what we have seen frequencies with their clear description. Okay, with the clear description. So that is what D in the sense this is for date representation, 1 day representation. And now let us come on with the continuation. So to represent this index, okay, with some index format with some sort of representing with some other variable. Let me take here IDX, okay, as one more variable to represent all these temperatures in index of with one date itself. For example, if the date you can see here, the set of dates are in 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. So let me represent here. Let me take this value is set to be 0. This is set to be 1, and this is set to be 2, 3, and last is 4. Right? 4. And now to represent of this to find out particularly for one of the date, okay, either for 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, to find out what is the temperature on the particular value. Okay, so I'll be giving directly the index value, something like 3. Okay, index 3. So index 3 in the sense it is of 75 degree, right? So it has to get that respective 75 degree term as an output. So I'll be writing here attempts of IDX. Why? Because I have assigned this respective value to a one of the variable term of IDX. So I'll be running this. You can see the output of 75. Okay, 75. So that is what. So particularly if you want to find out the temperature on the particular value of the date, so you can check it over there. And nextly, um, let me take a one more representing with the standard temperatures. Okay, So particularly I've taken for with some temperatures, accurate, what were the real-time temperatures we have taken. And now let me take some standard temperature values of representing into one series format. Okay, series format with some with respect to places also. Okay, with respect to the places also. So let me write here with the variable name standard temperatures is equals to series of with the values, the set of values I'll be writing here 73 comma 78 comma 77 or 980 4 order and one more 75. Okay, so I've taken 5 frequencies over here and let me represent this index with respect to dates. Okay, dates, and we need to represent the temperatures with respect to the places also, right? So let me take here the temperatures, which is equal to, by creating with the data frame, we need to create some data frame with respect to the places. So I'll be writing here data frame with respect to places. In the sense, let me write here Anantapur or something. Okay, Anantapur, which represents with the temperature here some sort of temperature as atoms. So why? Because I have to show the two differentiation. One is of A temperature, that is what the normal the real time temperature, and as well as with the standard temperature if you want to see comparison with the two places. Okay, so I'll be writing in this way. As one more place, let me take here some San Diego. Okay, there's one more place, let me write here. Okay, San Diego, some standard temperature I'll be representing. All the values to be notified within that data frame. Okay, data frame itself. Now you need to see the output, right? So the output will be seen at temperatures, temps. Okay, and run this. You can see the differentiation of the two sort of data. So previously we have assigned all these values to A temps, and we have assigned the new series of frequencies to SD temps. And now I have called upon with in terms of a data frame to create a data frame in this format. Okay, you can see the values of assigned temperatures. Okay, with respect to the date also. And now, if you want to call upon with the index, okay, temp index in terms of index, run this. Okay, so it can be shown what were the dates over there in the index. And when you call upon with respect to columns, okay, temps columns, okay, it shows what were the columns are represented within the data frame. That is what one is of place of Anantapur and one is of San Diego. Okay, and to see what is the output of temps, in the sense it shows the complete data frame. Okay, complete data frame. Or else if you want to see particularly for one place itself, something like particularly for temp of Anantapur, for example, I need to see particularly for that place of frequencies, you can see that respective data. Or same thing similarly for San Diego. So that is also we can see here. Okay, that can also be seen over there. And nextly, if you want to find out, if you want to show some temperature differences to an initial position to reduce the values, okay, within the temperature data. So without any change in the names of the places, okay, if I want to represent that the changes in the values, temperature values. So I can write here temps is equals to temps of from particularly where you are going to start on with respect to that -1. So what happens after giving this input, in a sense, it gives all the set of temperature values are said to be reduced. Okay, it gives a data, all the set of data which is said to be cleared. Okay, to clear that information, what happened? It is going to clear the data. Okay, so why? Because all the temperature values are taken minus of temperature of -1 initially, so that it clears all the set of data over there. And same thing, if you want to see the difference between the A terms and as well as SD terms, okay, standard terms. So how will be what will be the output? Okay, difference. Let me take with the name of variable as a difference of A terms minus SD terms, and you will be seeing the output at difference, and run this. So you can see what was the difference of two variables. Okay, so it gives with A terms minus of SD terms. So it gives that respective output. As the same way, if you change on the order also, it can be similar. If it is of SD terms minus of A terms, okay, you can see the difference of the values of which were represented over there. And nextly, so if I want to drop down of one value, okay, so let me write here difference is equals to A terms minus of SD terms. Okay, difference dot drop A drop NA. Okay, so if I want to check on to drop off one of the value of date within the data, so that can be seen with respect to drop NA. Okay, drop the number with the. So what happened? What is the difference of these two in the sense? If, for example, if the data from the previous end, if it is 0, for example, if the no data is present, for example, if you see here, there is no data available, right? So if you want to reduce this data, if you want to remove this data, so what happens? You can use this drop NA. Okay, drop NA. Or else if you want to fill the data, so what is the data empty over these two values? If you want to fill the data, what happens? You can write simply as fill NA. Okay, fill NA. So fill NA with respect to method of fill. Okay, function, that is what it is going to fill the respective values. If the data is not present in the data frame, okay, currently it is available. Okay, so currently it is available. If the data is not present, it is going to fill that respective data, or by giving with the directly fill NA with directly with the value something like 0, for example, it will be filling with respect to 0 will be placed at that location. Okay, and nextly, if you want to see on with temps, that is what the difference of both the places. Okay, you need to see the difference with the within the respective difference itself. I'll be writing here difference of temps of with respect to place itself. And I go minus of temps of place Anantapur. Okay, and see the output. So I can see with respect to for each and every variable, it gives a differentiation of values also output. Okay, So this is a sort of representing the differentiation of the data frame. Okay, so I request everyone to disconnect.